They absolutely took the time to engineer everything. Hey folks, welcome back to Bullets and Brass. Today we're talking about using LaRue QD mounts to multiply the value of your sights and your rifles. They maintain zero within a very small shift. And you can take them off, put them back on repeatedly over and over, and they don't build up a shift. They just wiggle around in the same spot. And that's a small enough wiggle that for most purposes, it doesn't matter. It's smaller than the variability you already had, just shot to shot, day to day. So let's get into it. First, let me say, this is not sponsored. LaRue does not know who I am or care. This is an air pistol, sort of, kind of, I guess, legally, with a microdot. I've got a LaRue mount on here. Take the LaRue mount off. Let's put that to the side. I know that goes on slot 10. I always put my microdots, the front edge is in slot 10, just for simplicity. Now we're going to grab rifle number 2. Rifle number 2 is set up as an SPR. I've got a bipod, I've got a medium weight barrel, stainless steel match grade barrel, a 2.5 to 10 optic, and another mount. Let's see if I can not drop this like I did in the previous filming version of this. Okay. However, microdot, slot 10. Oops, there we go. Now the key on these is you push up, as in 4 on the rifle, and in, so that it's indexing over on this side and forward. I use an index clip for that scope, which means that I should be on slot 11. And lighting is bad to read the slot numbers. Yeah, I'm one slot too far back. What is the benefit of that? The real beauty of that is I'm not wasting money on ammo, time, extra rifles that I don't necessarily need because I need to fill multiple roles, but I could do them with one rifle. AR-15s are very modular. They're very easy to swap things around. I mean, you could even go so far as to say, hey, I want to change out the stock real quick, and I'm going to swap out to a different, an angled foregrip or a bipod or anything like that, and change my optic. Take off my light, shuffle it all around, go hunting, go do a 3-gun event, go take a tactical course, and then come home and put it in its own defense configuration instead of owning 3-4 rifles for that. I think that's very useful, and I think that it is something that is not really doable with a lot of the supposedly QD mounts out there. Yeah, they come off and go back on quick, but they don't return to zero consistently enough to justify that kind of use. Something else to consider is, particularly with the LaRues, the quality. All the edges are rounded, eased. The engineering is absolutely top-notch. A lot of these kind of things, they've got very sharp corners, they've got edges that aren't eased real well, the finish is okay, it doesn't hold up real well, they don't last if you use that QD functionality. After 100 uses, it's falling apart. The LaRue stuff literally is military grade. Like they set the bar. They absolutely took the time to engineer everything. There is not a detail on the LaRue mounts that they didn't go, what is the best way to do this? The front of this is rounded. There is No mechanical reason you have to do that. The machining time and expense to do that, not insignificant. All these little edges in here, all rounded, all eased nicely. These little corners, they're corners, but they're not pointy, they're not sharp, they're eased. Everything is eased, everything is rounded. The slotting, the grooves on the handle for the QD right here, okay, those are eased. They are not left sharp, they are eased. Not cut with a rounded bit that wasn't very good. I mean, somebody made a conscious choice of how is that going to feel, okay? When you pull out the lock, and yes, this locks. When you close the QD, you then close it and lock it so that you can't accidentally open it. On the dual ones, only one of them locks, usually the rear one. This has a click. It's in, out. It's not mushy. Somebody thought through the quality. Somebody thought through the engineering. A lot of their competitors just don't hold up when you start comparing that level of engineering. And is it worth the extra money? I think so. I spent the extra money. Give it some thought. Again, I'm not saying the LaRue is unique in this. I'm just saying that they do a particularly good job and are an example of something that has value in the utility of it. The ability to either have multiple optics for one rifle or multiple optics and multiple rifles that are interchangeable. You just have to keep good notes. Have a notepad, have records for each scope. This works better if you have optics like this, where you can set a 0. Both turrets have a 0. Set that for the rifle you use the most. Anyway, take care, have fun, stay safe, y'all. Merry Christmas.